your boy Snipe, Young Maserati, Sound Squad Pro. You see the logo in the background. You already know how it gets down, man. Sound Squad Pro, super producer, SYFENT. Man, I've been doing this for 13 years, man, since 1997. You do the math. It's 13 years. And a vet. Man, I got started because one of our producers we were working with back in 97, he ended up going to Auburn University, and we had to get some tracks. And so I started off, real talk, I started off with a cat. No, I started off with a Yamaha that didn't record. We used to put the beats on tape, record on this tape, go to that tape, you know what I'm saying, the old school way. I had a football woof. I took a football tough box, put a 12-inch woof in there, and that's how I had my loads in there. So all the stuff you see now, I ain't had that back then, you know what I'm saying. I had just basic tape, recording straight to tape. You record that to tape, then bounce it over to that tape, then do that tape. So that's how I started out, man. It was just more so of a necessity than a desire for me back then in 97. My production style is pretty much out the box, you know what I'm saying. I can do pop, I do R&B, I do hip hop, I do jazz, I do country, I do anything you can think of, classical. I do scores, I do theme songs for movies, I do theme songs for reality shows. So I pretty much can do anything that got to do with music. I can pretty much do it, you know what I'm saying. So it's pretty much like a gumbo type thing. What it's gonna take for Alabama as a whole to get national respect is the fact that we have to. Everybody always saying we got to get together and link up and do all this stuff, but that's basically not. That's really not what it needs to be. That needs to be done. What needs to be done is we have to have a music market here. When A&Rs come looking for talent, they don't come to an untapped market. They always check around that market. So they'll go to your Atlanta, they'll go to your Florida, they'll go to Mississippi, they'll go to Tennessee. They're not coming to Alabama. So if you're an Alabama artist, you think you're gonna blow up and sit in Alabama, you got the game wrong. A dude out of New York told me you need to get in a music market, meaning Atlanta, Florida, not even Mississippi, not even Tennessee, but Atlanta or Florida or New York, LA. If you don't go there, or Texas, if you don't go there, they're not gonna come to you. You can sit here and wait and pray and hope they're gonna come down here, but they not coming, because it's just like if you're going fishing. If you go fishing and you know it's bass in this pond over here, and you know it's a chance that there may be some bass in this lake over here, you're gonna go to where you know where the bass at. You know the bass over here, so you can go over there. Or you're gonna take a chance and go over here where you don't know where the bass at? No, you're gonna go where it's guaranteed to be at. So that's basically why Alabama hadn't been on the map yet, because everybody got the same mentality. We need to link up. But if you're linking up with people out of Alabama, it's just a bunch of Alabama people on one song. It still don't mean nothing. You still ain't getting outside of your circle. You know what I'm saying? People in Atlanta, they go to New York. People out of New York, they go to Cali. Out of Cali, they go to New York. Out of Cali, they go to Atlanta. So you got to get outside of Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I had that mentality for a long time that somebody gonna see me at a show and say, this the dude that's gonna blow up. Or they gonna see me at a record pool and say, this the dude that's got the hottest tracks or whatever. My phone ringing right now, you know what I'm saying, on the interview, and I'm gonna hit ignore. Just like that right there. But I'm gonna keep talking to you because I'm talking to Grade A right quick. But like I said, they always had that mentality that I'm gonna blow up out of my city. That's cool. That's a great mentality to have. When you get outside and you blow up out of your city, you can come back and rep that city. But don't think that junk just gonna come to you, because this is not gonna happen like that. And that's just coming from me for real. I've been in this 13 years. I'm a vet. I've been traveling and coming back home with the same results of nothing. So you can take heed to it or not. Just saying, this real game coming from a real dude been in this 13 years. Or you been in a year, you think you got the game to get out of here, then do try it. Then about 13 years later, when Grade A come back and he done did movies and all this, and come and ask you for another interview, and you be sitting here saying the same thing I'm saying, you gonna be like, Snipe told me in 2009 to get outside my state. You take the charge. What you wanna do? Man, I done work with, it's a long list, man. I work pretty much everybody in Alabama that's doing something, you know what I'm saying? For real, I done work with Jay, I done work with Jap Jones, I done work with Modest the XO, Merk Camp, Big Jenny Snipe, Rain, you know what I'm saying? I work with, I can't name all of them, man. I'm pretty much, out of all the talent in Alabama, pretty much I recorded and produced probably 85% of them. Lil Chap out of Montgomery, Lil Jackie Chan, I done did some tracks and stuff for him. I don't know if he used them or not. Did some stuff for cats out of Huntsville. Recorded plenty of people, man. So it's pretty much the whole state, you know what I'm saying? So you ask about production in the state of Alabama, they gonna holler Snipe Young, you know what I'm saying? Grade A, he was reneging on me, he wouldn't come holler at me in interview. I'm just tripping. No, but for real, you ask anybody out of Alabama about anybody doing production, they gonna holler Snipe Young, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much anything that's going on, I try to tie my name into it, because I've been doing it so long, man. I've been consistent with it for years. I haven't been just laying low. I've been consistent with the production and the engineering. Big Gen Snipe, 7 in Rain, Merc Camp, Jap Jones, Red, TJ Dub. You gonna get me in trouble, man. So TJ Dub, Pat Lee, y'all better watch out for that boy. That Pat Lee for real. It's a bunch of them, man. It's a bunch of guys. I use MPC 1000, MPC 5000. I use the Phantom. I use the Motif. I use the V drum. Go on, pan over there and see them right there. Okay, come on back. That's a no. You can't see I'm sick, man. I use the V drums. I use some sequencing out of Pro Tools. I use anything. I use a can. I use a bag. I shake the bag and make it be a shaker. You know what I'm saying? Anything that can make a sound, I pretty much use. I tried to get into the Reason and the Fruit Loops and stuff like that, but I really play for real. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really get into the the virtual synths or whatever. I used a couple synths off of Pro Tools as far as the boom and all that kind of stuff, expand and hybrid and all that, but I basically play it when I do it. I can't really get into that type of stuff, because that was a different era. I've been doing it 13, almost 14 years. Back then, it was more so sequence on the board. So I learned from that, and I just stick to what works for me. A lot of young producers coming up are missing the key element in that question you just asked me. They're not producing. They're making beats. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to my boy B Flat. Shouts out to G South, Hood Zone, Kano. You know what I'm saying? People that really putting these beats down. Soul For Real, Big T. You know what I'm saying? If I miss you, my bad. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of people that just make beats and think, okay, I'm gonna get this dude this track. He gonna go to the studio. Then they send them down here to me, and then I have to do their part of the game. I have to be the producer again. You know what I'm saying? But a producer sits there and say, okay, don't say it like this. Say it like this. Ride the beat this way. Don't ride the beat that way. Don't say this word. That word don't go with this type of record. A producer actually sits there and do that. That's what a lot of young producers are missing, because they think if I make a beat on Fruity Loops and bounce it down and put it on a CD, I'm a producer. That's not how I go. Producing is for producing a finished product. It's not just giving them a track. It's not just that. It's way past just that part right there. You gotta get out there and make sure you coaching them from the beginning to the end, producing that record from the beginning to the end. That's basically what producing. Yeah, shout out to Big Gen Snipe. Well, I'm Snipe. Big Gen, SYFENT 7, APX, Maintain, 7 in Rain, Mika, South Models, Merc Camp, without Brian B, because he ain't shot me out on his. Jap Jones, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that I fool with, Merc Camp, I just said Modesty XO, Pat Lee, everybody that I fool with, man, for real. Al, shouts out to all y'all. I can't remember all y'all names and stuff, because it's a bunch of y'all. I fool with everybody. I'm a cool dude. I got a lot of charisma. So if I miss your name, it's because I got a long list. You know what I'm saying? If I say Madam Crook, then I'm gonna forget to say Code. You know what I'm saying? If I say that, I'm gonna forget to say Southside. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna even get into all them naming them names. But if you know I fool with you, I fool with you. This your shout out right here. I'm just gonna leave it blank. That's your shout out. Last words of this, man. Don't never measure your success off of monetary value. Simply because you can be successful and do that again. Don't never measure your success off monetary value, because you can be successful without getting the monetary value that they measure success on. Think about that. You may be a successful producer or a successful artist, but don't have the bread that your Lil Waynes and your Lulu got. That don't mean you're not successful. Just think of it and mark up the cost that you done put in to get to where you at right now. And I always remember that. And never keep your head down. Always keep your head up. I've been doing this 13 years. It's gonna be time when you ain't gonna even think there's nothing gonna pop out for real. Just keep your head up and keep out there and get out there and grind. You know what I'm saying? I done sat there and watched these dudes and making millions of dollars. Lil Jon, E40. You know what I'm saying? I done sat there and worked with these dudes hands on, shook hands with these boys in the studio. And they live just like me and you. They live just like we do. So it ain't no difference. Keep your head up, man. Shake it like a